Brian, you're on the part of the show where we're also talking to Fran Dunphy, who is just taking over the LaSalle basketball job. So if you have any questions for Fran, we're going to bring him on right now. He is a long-time respected basketball man in this city, and now he is moving on to LaSalle to try to resuscitate what they have going on right there. Former Temple coach, former Penn coach, former Temple assistant AD or the interim AD, been around the city for a really long time, and I have great respect for him. Fran Dunphy joins us. Hello, Fran.
How you doing, Mike?
Doing good. All right, so let's get right into it because a lot of people look at this decision and go, "Boy, this is a wave that really he can't face up against." So I know you thought long and hard about taking this job. So I got to ask you, what kind of a difference do you think needs to be made, and why are you the guy to do it?
I'm going to try my very best to do it. Somebody else thought I was the guy to do it. Wasn't like I sat there and said, "Man, this is exactly what I want." Somebody else, a number of people at LaSalle thought I could be the person who would help. And I went to school here. I have great affinity toward the institution. I loved what it did for me as a player and as a student. And they gave me a chance as an assistant coach as well many years ago. And where would I be without LaSalle University? And that's kind of where it is. And I want to help in any way that I can. So what it's going to take is just good kids who can play really good basketball, and hopefully we can put something together that will be representative and people at LaSalle will be proud.
Fran, where do you start? And what is your idea to jumpstart this?
Well, obviously, you need good staff, you need good players, and we're going to try to make incremental steps along the way. The reality is, last year's program, led by Ashley Howard, was a play or two away from a number of games of turning that record around to 20-11 instead of 11-20. The difference in games is so fragile so often. It's a made basket at one end and a miss at the other end, and that happened a lot at LaSalle. And there was a lot of really good things done. They got some good guys here. Obviously, there's a number of kids that are in the transfer portal, and we're going to try to keep them here if we can, and really maintain their level of play and get really not maintain it, but get it better. And just because they're getting a little older and ready to go. And so I'm excited by the guys that are here. I hope we can keep them. And if not, where the process is, you go back into that transfer portal and see kids that maybe were from playing out of town but want to come back to Philly. Some of those kinds of ideas.
Where college basketball has gone, Fran, is like, it's the big schools have kind of separated. It's become that much more difficult for the LaSalles and the St. Joe's to get something done. And a lot of it depends on how somebody's going to feel on a campus, where they're going to play, whether they're on TV. So obviously, the obvious thing is that you need a better arena to ply your wares. Do you agree with that? And is that in the works?
Well, it certainly helps. There's no question that that sizzle is important. I don't know that it's as important as substance, but it's out there, and everybody's looking for what it is that you have. Can I get in the gym at 10 o'clock at night to shoot some jumpers and get better at my game? And we have that opportunity. And there's going to be a plan in place that it looks like LaSalle's going to be able to put some good financial backing into a new, looking at a refurbished Tom Gola arena, and that will be a start. Again, it's really about the players. We're only here because of these kids. We're only at the university because of the students. So we're going to try to get the best possible student athlete we can and mold them into a productive team.
Who do you target as far as a recruit?
Well, same as everybody. You're going to watch kids play, and you want size, length, athleticism, good decision-making, great competitiveness. So you're trying to – the easiest thing is to ride around the city of Philadelphia and try to get kids to and convince them to stay here. Not always an easy thing, but sometimes you can get them on the rebound, and we'll target those guys at this point, and then look at juniors and seniors at the high school level here in Philadelphia and up to New York and down to D.C. Those are the easiest things, but we're going to go anywhere we have to if we get some great feedback that somebody might be interested in coming to Philadelphia and playing at LaSalle and playing in a terrific league, by the way.
You're also on. Brian Westbrook is co-hosting this hour with us. I know Brian is listening to every word you say, and I know you're very familiar with Fran's work, Brian. You have anything to suggest?
Hey, Fran, I mean, congratulations, of course. And I just remember back when I was at Villanova, and the Big Five was huge back then. And obviously the Big Five has kind of declined just a little bit since then. And, you know, from my view, being from DeMatha Catholic High School, I just feel like just go down to DeMatha and recruit as many players as you possibly can. And that certainly is a good start. But what is your thoughts on the Big Five and how to bring that back to one of the best area, you know, when you talk about the schools in the country, one of the best school in conferences and a collection of 5 schools in the conference in the country, excuse me.
Well, I appreciate it, Brian, and I appreciated your playing at Villanova and playing at DeMatha and playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, and admire who you are and your competitiveness and how good a player you were. You know, I think the Big Five is over the years has had some really good years and some other times where they struggled. And at this point, Villanova obviously has separated themselves from the rest of us. A remarkable run that they've had. And I think Jay deserves an unbelievable amount of credit, and as does the university and all those kids that he's gotten to play for him. But that's where we're all trying to get to that level of program. And so, again, it goes to getting really good guys and who can play, but also have that understanding of we can get better each and every day, and we all need to find out what that formula is, and it's different for all the rest of us to figure out. But we certainly need to get really good kids to come to school here, and that's certainly the key to all of it.
Fran, listen, best of luck to you. You know, everybody here is pulling for you. We'd love to see LaSalle be a viable program again. And, you know, it's funny because you haven't really stopped watching high school ball. You're around the city. You know, wherever there's a high school game, you're always dropping in on it. So it's not like you have to restart this whole recruiting process, right?
Well, I think we all love the game. We love watching the kids play. We will love watching what they do the last 2 minutes of the game and who wants the ball and how competitive they are and how tough they are when they go to the foul line and drop 2 points in and want the ball back again, and how tough they are on the defensive end. So that's fun to watch for me, and I would love to see as many games as possible, and I usually try to do that. And I watched a lot of Division III games over the year as well, and I watch anything. I just like watching competition, and so I'm grateful for the opportunity to be back in it again. LaSalle is again my alma mater, and I want it to be good.
Can I get your quick opinion on where the Sixers stand right now?
Well, I'm hoping they're going to do great in the playoffs. I really do. Embiid is as good a basketball player as there is in the NBA at this point, and Harden is an absolute offensive genius. And it's just, you know, a little bit more time for them, and I'm hoping that they're going to arrive late in the year here and do extremely well. And I'm sure Doc thinks the same.
By the way, your handicap's going to probably suffer, and you'll go back to a 6. You're probably like a 2 now. I'm just guessing, right?
My handicap,
yeah.
Well, my short game stinks. I want you to know.
Yeah, I know. You always say that, and then you shoot 77. All right, man. Listen, good luck to you. Best of luck. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Mike. See you, Brian.
All right, there's Fran Dunphy, new coach of LaSalle. You can play some golf now.
Yeah, he can play a little golf.
Yeah, he can. Yes,
you know, he has to find a way to keep the guys in this area home.
Yeah,
and it's hard to do. It's hard to do.
Yeah, you know, Speedy Morris used to do it back in the day, and I assume he's going to, you know, the major recruit is still probably going to leave, but you know that 3-star recruit that's playing in the city.
Yeah.
You know, if they want to stay home, you know, it's a battle, St. Joe's versus LaSalle at this point.
That's right.
I think
That's right. You get them to stay home, and I think you brought up something that's super important, especially to these young guys. They're concerned about shoes, and they're concerned about NIL. You're concerned about jerseys, and of course the arenas. I mean, the type of facilities you have. If LaSalle wants to play that type of basketball, they got to get themselves a bigger arena, something.
Yeah. Well, they just got a $6.2 million donation from a wealthy alum. And it's supposed to be earmarked for that. But you take, how long is it going to take to build a new arena? Where are they going to do it? I mean, that campus is pretty contained and not spacious. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle this.
We got a little Eagles news.
All right, Eagles news.
Yeah, Rappaport.